Hi, my name is Matthew Kanya, host on the Earth Economic and Political Show. And today, I want to talk about some events that recently happened. The first event is on the comments the Russian president made, the Russian president Vladimir Putin. He made a comment, and the comment has been receiving some mixed reactions. For me, I think it's it's a signal, it's an awakening call to young Africans, to the youth of Africa, to wake up and make a change and steer Africa in the right direction. Because we've been fooled for too long. Now, the annoying thing is that we are not being fooled by any white nation, by any white group of people directly. We are being fooled by our leaders. Yes, they've been manipulated and put in power, but they're doing it, they're getting worse by the minute. According to PLO Lumumba, he said I used to call them thieves, but he went to, I think maybe Tanzania, and they say they are not thieves. No, he went to Uganda, and the Uganda people say they are not thieves, they are looters. He now went to Tanzania. Tanzania now said they are not looters. I think they are maybe looters on a large, looters on an industrial scale. That's what PL Lumumba said. That in Uganda they say they are looters, not thieves, and in Tanzania they say that they are looters on an industrial scale. Now I want to read what Vladimir Putin said. I want to read it out. He said, when an African becomes rich, his bank accounts are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in Germany. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He prays in Rome and or Mecca. His children study in Europe. He travels to Canada, USA, Europe for tourism. If he dies, he will be buried in his native country of Africa. He now said, Africa is just a cemetery for Africans. How can a cemetery be developed? That is food for thought. Now, look at that analogy. How can a cemetery be developed? Do you know where he's calling a cemetery? The richest continent on the planet. The richest continent on the planet. If our ancestors come today, we will be ashamed. They will be so ashamed. We let the black race down. We let black people down. Yes, Africa was attacked several times. But still, now, after the slavery, after colonization, after all these things that have happened to the black race, now they now give us opportunity to be in charge of our destiny. But still, amongst us, a lot of people that are called leaders today have been allowed to be used by the Western forces to make sure that Africa doesn't live up to its expectation, live up to its standards, live up to what has been known for it. How would I put that? To live up to the standard it was supposed to be, to its past glory. Now, one thing I know about Russia is that among all the countries that came to, all the European countries that came to colonize Africa, Russia never took part in that. Because something I noticed about Russia, they have like a record, a deep um, African history presence. Like the Russian language was discovered by a black man, an African. So they see have that kind of um, thing that Africans are not to be like you don't mess with those people. I think like they look at Africans like that's where our forefathers came from. So they never took part in any of the uh, taking Africans as slaves and colonizing Africa. They never did that. They were never part of it. So that's why this message from Vladimir Putin is an awakening not to the old African people, they failed us. It's to the young African youth to wake up and take the bull by the horn and start to build that continent because it's the richest continent on earth. Now, he said all those things like, how can the richest continent, people living there, when they get rich, they go to all these places and spend their money among all these people that don't like them. Then after everything, they'll come and bury themselves or they'll come and die in Africa. We should learn from that. He's telling us that you have to build that home. If you don't build the home, it's going to be a graveyard. And nobody from outside will want to come and develop a graveyard if you don't develop a graveyard. If you don't develop the land, it becomes a cemetery then because nobody will want to come and develop a cemetery. Why the people that owns the land don't want to develop it but use it as a cemetery? That's a message. That's a deep message. And for me, I've taken it upon myself, my head, that anything that will make Africa move forward, anything that will make Nigeria move forward, that's what I want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of those that want to turn Nigeria or Africa to a cemetery. And I took to those message. The message is touching. I took to it and I accept the criticism and I love him for pointing it out that we should wake up. We, the African youth, should wake up and take the bull by the horn and develop our continent. Now, the next thing I want to talk about the African youth and the politics. Recently, I've been seeing online how Boko-haram attacked the Nigerian soldiers. Their camp attacked the camps and killed a lot of soldiers. You know what I say to myself? I say this: our youth. Our youths have been pitted against each other. The black young energy is being pitted against each other by forces, political forces, religious forces. How can this be happening? How would the people so hate themselves so much? that they allow the enemy to pit them against each other. Number one, the first thing I want to say, Islam has been misinterpreted a lot. Islam was supposed to be the highest point of education when our forefathers invented Islam. It's for discovery, it's for education, it's for enlightenment. Now, somebody somewhere has twisted it and turned it into a religion. And now, there's nothing bad in the religion, except but the religion is now being used as being divisive. So is Christianity. Christianity, these are the teachings of our forefathers. All the religions originated from Africa there. But when they originated, when they were created, they were not given Christianity or Islam. They meant something to put the people in the path of righteousness, to put the people in the path of living in communion in the community with every other person. But these have been twisted. Now there was nothing like Christianity. It was teachings, the teachings of the Torah, the Messianics, the teaching of the Messiah, of Yahushua. Now, this thing has been taken to Europe. They created the name Jesus. They got it from a deity in Greece, Jesus. And Constantine created this thing called Christianity during the Nicene Council. They now created this thing, and they brought Caesarius Borgia's son was used as the picture of the Christ. Now they use this Christianity to divide our people, black people. Now there's a division: Christianity on one side, Islam on another side. The same enemies have used this to divide our black people, our young people, divide us against each other. Now one side is calling himself Boko-haram, the other side is calling himself Christianity. This shouldn't be about us. We are not interested in all this. We shouldn't be putting our interest in all this, because religion was not for Christianity and for this. It's for self-consciousness, for one to know that he is here for a mission. That's what religion is supposed to be. Our religion was supposed to be to our neighbors, to our brothers and sisters, to our environment, keeping ourselves in accordance to the way nature wants us to be, not self-destruction. Now, Boko Haram fighting the Nigerian soldier, these are black youths being wasted. Today, it will be Nigerian soldiers killing the Boko Haram soldiers, young black men killed. Tomorrow, it will be Boko Haram attacking the Nigerian army, killing young black men. Who is being wasted? The youth. And the people that are pitching the Nigerian youth against each other, they're in one political office or in one a settlement, in one rich palace, enjoying themselves. Why our youth engage themselves in self-destruction? Now, my message to our Nigerian youth is that we should go and do research about who we are as a people, as black people, and who our enemies are that want us to be destroyed. We should stop taking arms against black people like us in any way. In any way, we should stop being manipulated by any forces from anywhere. We should start waking up and start doing research about why is this happening to black young people? Why are we against each other? Why are we fighting each other? Why are we killing each other on a massive scale? Young people, especially young people from Nigeria. Boko Haram and Nigerian soldiers shouldn't be fighting. There should be one group of people called the black youth. They shouldn't be fighting. It's so painful. Now, let's come to the Nigerian politics. Now, we have a lot of young people trying to um, come to office in Nigeria. We should all join hands to support the young people to run our country. If the young people start running our country, you will see developments springing up. Development like agricultural development, sports development, initiate new initiative, new ideas, creativity, advanced technology, they will start springing up. That's why every time I have the opportunity to say it, I will say vote AAC, vote Omoyele Sowore, because what he is saying is what affects us as a people, as a young people, as young people of that country. We keep hammering on this that we can't keep on allowing all these old politicians to be us, to be dividing us and letting our youth just die like that, either in pitting us against each other, causing commotion, or either making policies that doesn't favor us, having bad healthcare system, bad roads, everything bad. We can't allow this to continue. We should start making research and checking who we are. So we start taking the bull by the horns and start calling these our leaders and start telling them to move away, to leave the country so that the young generation can take over and steer Nigeria and steer Africa in the right direction. It's so disheartening. But I want to say this now. We have to wake up to prove to the world, to challenge Putin and let him know that Africa is not a cemetery. It's the richest continent in terms of mineral resources and even human resources in the world. Because if you do a lot of research, you will see that most things that are being used all over the world came from Africa. The ideas, the initiatives, the technology first was first used or were first thought about in Africa. So it's not a cemetery, it's a place where there are young, vibrant people who have to prove that to Putin and the world. And we have to take our country back from this useless set of leaders who are driving our continent and our country down. Thanks for listening. If you're watching, please share this video, like, subscribe. It helps me, it encourages me to do more videos. Thanks for watching.